Hi everybody, welcome to Whiskey Mystery. I'm Phil, and today we have got bottle number 270, picked by Falsgraf. Now, as part of our blind tasting, we are working our way through the remaining 36 bottles on our journey to blind taste 300 whiskies. And as part of that, I didn't charge up the viscometer. We do like to measure the viscosity of a whiskey, and we run it through our viscometer. Let's see if I can get it charged up. I'll start the clock and we'll go back to chatting. How's everyone doing? I see Greg's in and Tim. Well, Tim's at work, so half in. You'll check later. Who else is here? Akwami. Very nice. Did we start early? Normally you're all chatting amongst yourselves. No, I don't think we're early. Right, the viscometer is going for, actually before we start, no, I better do it. For the next 12 minutes, we are going to nose it, taste it, possibly rank it on the shelf. It's got to beat Kilhoman to get on the shelf. It's got to beat an Arran 21 to get on the middle shelf. It's got to beat Springbank Local Barley to get on the top shelf. Are you looking forward to it? Before we start, I want to do a little kind of a reset, because we do know this one is somewhat strong from last week when we had an initial taste. Before we get into it as a strong one, I want to just try Balblair 43%, which is, you know, on the shelf, just on the shelf, as a light, delicate, older whiskey.
It's 46, 48.
Lovely. Fruity, little minty, quite a bit of oakiness. Long finish. Do you want another taste or we move on?
We've got so many others.
Right. Actually, very long finish. First taste is always kind of strong.
How many years was that?
I think that's 17 years old. So that's the kind of level. I mean, it doesn't quite have the magic, but it's going there, isn't it? In that direction. The magic really starts up here.
It's going.
Yeah. Right. Let's see, everyone else is in. A quality calibrator dram then. Yes, Greg. Actually, very good. Yesterday's glass. Okay.
Vanilla.
Charred
Vanilla.
vanilla dust, but I've got like charred jam. Quite light, not too much left behind. If you're wondering what's on Deepa's nose, she scratched it.
There's a lot of complexity, but I cannot pinpoint.
Yeah. Okay, let's get this thing poured. Here we go. Does it have big bubbles? Looking pretty big, aren't they? What do we think? They're boiling off pretty quick, so I'm going to guess it's higher than 50%. Yeah, the bubbles are definitely coarser and more boiling. Could it be 56%? How do they look? Oh, I'm also keeping an eye on the viscometer. They actually look like it's higher than 56. Okay, and the viscometer is going to work out at... Ooh, so let's say 333.
If to stop your foot, then it's...
So the viscosity is about actually 110% compared to vodka. So that is above the 107% average. All right, back to bubbles.
The bubble is going.
61%?
So it's got to be over the 55.
Okay, not...
It's over the 55.
Let's see, 56, back to 56. I think they look higher than 56. because when they're higher, they disappear faster. But you never know. Could be a Macallan. So, let's say we're mid-50s. Somewhere in above 50. That colour, hang on. Let me see that colour. What do we think of that colour? Try and find something white. Is there a hint of a bit of red about that? Maybe. Obviously there's something sherry, winey, PX.
That wine.
Could be sherry though.
But I'm not get vinegar. There's no vinegar.
Let me see. Hang on, did we do? Yes, we did yesterday's glass. I just want to pour. Anuj catching alive after a while. Very nice. Mark's in as well. Hey, Hixie. Gigi, Deanson Bordeaux. Speaking of magic, I picked up 2 bottles of the 2019 Longrow 21, Glenn.
It smells of smoke. Smoke apple.
Yes, forever lasting finish does count as magic. Okay, back on target.
Smoke apple. Food. Suitable for me.
Hang on. The alcohol vapor is pretty strong. Smoked apple wood. I was going to say burnt wood. It's kind of campfire that's been put out where the timber's half burnt.
But with the sweetness in it. That's what. But apple.
So hang on, we're saying burnt. Does that mean we're saying peat or char?
A campfire. It's almost like baked sausage.
Baked sausage?
Sweet apple. Sausage and campfire.
So we're saying peated or not?
Probably, yes. I think so.
Now sometimes peat can get hidden by a heavy sherry or wine or whatever, a heavy finish.
From sharp parrot.
It's more char than what I would associate with Isla smokiness. Okay, I'm on the full glass. Sort of quite malty, so I'm getting quite a bit of Weetabix, shortbread, along.
Dirty, unrefined.
Unrefined. Well, we did call it filthy rich. Where's the picture? Let me get some reminders. So the picture has quite a lot of rough stuff going in. It's a bit of a bruiser, that picture, and quite a complexity of flavors, not necessarily complex in an old integrated type of way. That color is definitely looking a bit rosé to my eye.
Very red wine complexity.
Okay.
Suitable for
Red wine complexity. I'm not sure if it's red wine or not.
because there's no vinegar, there's no sour.
Right, I'm putting in quite a bit of water, and I want to think about that Balblair that we just had when we try this watery version. Oh, hang on, there's a lot of dustiness about it now. Kind of tobacco leaf dust, kind of not a barn, but sort of a storage. Yeah, go on.
Just put water.
With water. How does it compare to the Balblair? A little bit of matchsticks, actually.
That is very summer. That is autumn for dark, dirty.
Oh. There are more flavors in here. Oh. A sort of a leafy, dead leaf, dusty pepper at the end now. Char. It tastes smoky now.
I think also shrine that of mint licorice. I think it
Minty licorice. So I would say the number of flavors going on
very stormy.
is more than the
Stormy.
Balblair. And the painting shows this kind of almost messy complexity.
And this is the my books.
Stormy. Everyone can understand you, Deepa. They understand. You say stormy, they understand stormy. Did everyone understand stormy? Oloroso sherry, dirty distillery house style. Ooh. Yeah. Now, I'm going to go up the ABV a bit. How are we doing for time? Running short, as usual. Caramelized onion soup. Red wine. Caramelized bananas. Why don't you say your notes? Is that just...
Caramelized bananas.
Oh, I've already said those ones. Okay, I'm going a bit stronger.
Yes. It's a caramelized vegetable stock.
Mmm. Caramelized vegetable stock. So it is quite sweet when we say caramelized. There is a burnt sugar note about this. And then char on the finish. Oh.
It's quite thick, syrupy, lemony,
Yeah.
that's fine.
Syrupy. Now, is the full strength, how strong do you think it is?
52, 53.
It doesn't taste that strong, does it? Not the high 50s. Oh, there's a lovely richness to this. A filthy richness.
It's sort of a very fine arc. Very fine.
But not old, I don't think.
No.
I think it's young and powerful, but there's a complexity of flavours that make it very interesting. Let's compare. Are you ready for comparison? Where do we go? Where do we go? I want to be a bit wary of the ABV. Okay, 60%. Maybe have some water first. Bunnahabhain, Moine Oloroso. So a peated, sherried Bunna.
There's no comparison. It's too simple. It's beautiful complexity going on.
Oh, that's right. It has none of this kind of mad complexity. This is like all sherry and then all ashiness. But this had a lot more in between, I think. So we're saying better than the Bunna?
Oh, yeah.
That means it's on the shelf. It's actually here. What about... Time's up. What about... this is only low 50s, 51% or something. Wow, there's a lot of ashiness on that Bunna.
It's too simple. I prefer today's.
Okay, go back and compare. Rich matchsticks.
Wow. It's very, very good.
Dirty. Sweet.
It's very quietly good on.
Oh, hang on. The nose on this is... There's a lot more sort of vanilla ice cream on the nose on this one.
I think maybe slightly more peppery. That is
This is softer, more gentle.
more Ex-Bourbon.
This is like
Simple.
this is like roses and vanilla ice cream. Let me go back. Are you sure you like this one better?
I mean, it's simple. I think it's more good on.
You're right.
It's very misery.
This is like heavy, like more aggressive, a little bit stronger, but it rolls into a more of the bitter ashy finish. I mean, it's definitely more. It's a bit more like rolling down a hill.
Very noisy.
Hitting a few rocks on the way.
It's noisy but entertaining.
This is a bit more like floating down the hill on a hang glider. Well, that one is Longrow Red, 13-year Malbec cask. This is from a few years ago. 51%. Could this be a Longrow? I mean, you've said red wine enough times.
I think it's Longrow. Get a Malbec.
Yeah, that's what you were just trying.
Oh!
That's what it was.
Very different, very different. What Malbec is also red wine.
Longrow Red. Red is the clue. All red wine. Now, coming back to this, I'm getting a much more licorice ashy undertone, and I think the picture shows that. And it's a bit more aggressive, but quite a lot of fun. I think I would personally probably prefer the Malbec. Is there anything else higher that you would prepare to put it up against? Where are you putting it on the shelf?
Same, but I suppose.
Right, what can it be? We do have... Do I bring up the spreadsheet? Let's do that first. So the ABV, it's somewhere in here. We do have this other Longrow Red. And it is younger, which would make more sense, wouldn't it? I mean, this Pinot Noir, of course, Greg, you could probably tell us about more red wine. We have no idea. 53%, that's a possibility. Don't think it's these. Bunna PX, I don't think so, because there is smokiness. That's Ex-Bourbon. Tormore, no. Lag, not that much smoke. Not Clynelish. Octomore, no. Not that colour. Could be the Springback. No, I don't think so. Could be the Longrow Sherry. I did say matchsticks, and that was quite sulphury, if I remember from the one tasting we had. It could be the Deanston, the Bordeaux. After that, oh, it could be Amrut Port Nova in my fake box.
And the ABV, but this?
It could actually be Ben Nevis batch 1, but we're talking 62% now. But only I say that because this is sherry and wine casks. Don't think it's Macallan. 48%. It'd be funny if it was. Bunna PX, don't think so. What's our paper options? A Linkwood, no.
The option.
Right. One more taste and then pick an option.
It's bad. But it's very good.
I don't think it's in the 60%, do you?
It's easy to get. It's 50, 55. I mean, 55.
That would rule out these two. Now,
with the ABV.
The Deanston is, normally have it on here, 58.7.
That might be a bit too high.
Although the bubbles do look like 58.7, I would say. The Longrow Sherry
57.
is 57.8. And the Pinot 11-year, which is the young, no, this is younger, is 53. Longrow versus Deanston. Oh, hang on. I'm still thinking. I think it's too smoky, and I don't think it's almost 59%, which means I'm ruling out the sherry as well. And Deepa said red.
Very fine pepper.
Deepa said red wine a lot. I think that
it can be sherry because of the pepper.
It could be. I'm going to go red wine. Pinot Noir, 11-year Longrow Red. Are you ready?
No.
Did you want to try something else? I mean, not try something else. Did you want to pick something else? Okay, Deepa's in like, I'm not ready mode. So I'll go to the chat while Deepa has a think. Here we go. Deepa doesn't like water, Glenn. You're right. I noticed that.
No, I'm not liking it that much.
You think while I read. You don't like it now.
Too much. I don't know. I see.
Right, okay. But that's because we've just mixed up with all of the things. There you go. Keep yourself busy with the Malbec while I read the comments. This sounds amazing. Not fair, as it's early over here and I have to go to work. Ah, Mark, yes. Well, you can do a replay and have another check. I don't hear notes related to Pinot Noir, otherwise I would have suggested. And what would those notes be, Greg? I don't know what Pinot tastes like. Is there a Laphroaig still in the mix? There might be, Michael. No, maybe there isn't, actually. Falsgraf, just jumping in. Almost missed it. We haven't revealed yet. Yes, just having a peek. Okay, very good. Let me see. Greg, usually there are some tannic notes to be found. Balsamic, not really, but possible. Sulfur, no. And more dark fruit than said. I would go with the dark fruit compared to the Malbec. But, you know, I never know, because if it is Longrow, that dirtiness, the sulfur could be coming from some other part of Longrow.
But I'm not getting any sulfur. There's no vinegar. There's no vinegar, no sulfur.
Okay, Deepa saying no sulfur. Falsgraf not having watched anything. On principle, you're going for the Deanston. That Deanston Bordeaux, if it's the same I tried, is in my memory very balanced, no funk at all. Yeah, I think it's too funky for Deanston. I think. Joining late, Sheldon. Well, welcome in. We're just about to reveal.
I think it's got to be sherry 14.
Do you prefer this?
It's too simple. I've used it at separate occasions.
Yeah.
I think it's Spotify. It's very, very sour on me.
So you're going with 57.8%.
At about 57.
It could be. Let's just compared to 56. Honestly,
okay.
The bubbles suggest it's above 56, but the taste suggests it's below.
It's this. But no, it's sherry because of the peppery.
Sherry or wine? Okay, I'm going with the Pinot. Are you going with the sherry?
It's easy to drink. It's only asking me ABV.
Based on ABV. And we're going to say it's just going to be with the other Longrow?
Yes.
I think I prefer it. Do you prefer the Octomore?
I don't remember.
Somewhere there. Here we go. Are you ready for the reveal? If it's Longrow, there's some others we could compare to. ABV is more like 58.
No. Oh, okay.
It's 14 years old. Cost us $120. It's from Campbelltown, and
I almost got it. I sorted it.
I did ask you. Do you want to go for it?
It's because of the pepper. But I did not get any vinegar. There was no vinegar. There was no sulfur.
Well, Greg was right. It wasn't Pinot. I'm going to give Deepa some fireworks. So the thing that put us off is that it drinks lower than 58%.
Yes, it was
But
easy to drink.
We should have trusted the bubbles.
Yes.
The bubbles said. The bubbles told us. And you said no sulfur. And this is stinky sulfur.
Yeah, but I didn't pick up any sulfur. We pick up more of this dark.
I said sulfur. I said matchsticks.
Okay, fine.
I think Roy described this as a box of fireworks or something like that. Gunpowder fireworks. Do you not have anything that's sulfury in here? Let me see. Tobacco, dirty, jump up. Syrupy dirtiness. That would be That would be sherry, wouldn't it? Tobacco, quite noisy, spicy pepper. You don't say anything. Plasticine, well, that's more from the smoke. Dirty, unrefined sugar. I'm trying to find anything that could be. Vegetable stock. What does that say?
Certain bastard wine combination.
Okay. Right, who got it? Let's see. That would show it is well made if you don't realise it is so much alcohol. Does that mean well made? Or does it mean that we're just getting used to it?
It's well made.
Sherry is fortified wine, so you're not far from regular wine. True, it is all winey, isn't it? It is, unless it's a rum, then we're on a different path. Trains are. Yay, I got it. Anyone else? Well, trains are. And anyone else, if you did. Go, Phil and Deepa. Hilarious. Oh no, what are we doing that's funny? Your first trains are. Thanks, Greg. Well-made whiskey, as I said. Trains are. Oh, thank you very much. Not only fireworks, but you get coins as well. And I was going to say you'll be first in the box, but we do have a couple. Aren't you already in there? Hang on. For the next drawing. I had so much trouble finishing my bottle. Teddy, I think we had this discussion when we did the lineup with the Springbank Sherry Local Barley. And we included this one. And I think this is a bit of a love-hate bottle, isn't it? And you really liked it at that time as well. I thought it was a bit too much, I think.
Yes, but it's the noisy but entertaining.
Noisy but entertaining. That's right. Bit of a rock concert. Vinegar whiskey. Yeah. Let's quality control. Let's try it from the bottle. Just to see. Maybe, when did we open this?
I forgot there's vinegar.
We opened this in February 2020. And so obviously this is a fairly low amount. This has been shared. And we have drunk a little bit in that blind tasting. This only works out, wow, $120. That's not the price of Longrows anymore, is it? $5.9 per year at 40% normalized numbers. For a 14-year. Does it taste any different between the bottle and the bottle?
Same.
No. Ah, we have the notes from that live.
Oh yeah, no. I think it's better from here. It's a bit too harsh.
Okay. We said back then, you're looking more and more annoyed by this.
No, but harsh.
I don't think you've had a happy face through the whole last 10 minutes. Lemon rind toothpaste. I still get that. Should we have a look at the picture?
I think.
Eucalyptus, mushrooms, tobacco, autumn. Didn't you say autumn today?
Yes, I said today autumn fall.
Fall. I said dead leaves as well. Sawnwood, funky. Dirty, fruit funk, sour mushrooms, cheesy dark, sherry. No, dark. Don't know what I've written. We did score it pretty high then. I think we quite like this in a way that others may not. Now,
together with this, and I don't know others.
How does it compare to something much more controlled?
More conservative. It's conservative.
I would expect this would be much more shopping mall compared to...
About the ABV.
48, I think.
Oh.
No, 47, 46.8. Have you ever seen the double Gloucester cheese rolling championships where mad people run down a hill chasing a wheel of cheese? Is it? I said double Gloucester. That's probably not the right cheese. But this is a bit of a mad British hill sport type of thing. How is it?
The first half is waterford. the second half. I prefer today's second half. The first half, but wait for the second half.
That's quite syrupy.
It's wonderful. It's beautiful. Today, it has its own character. Yes, okay.
I do like that Highland Park. It is a different beast, and it is a beast by comparison.
What did you say?
I can understand why people don't like this, because the second half of this is sandpaper rough, raw, charred,
Syrupy,
burnt, and I will say sulfury matchsticks. It's like jumping over the campfire in your shorts, a bit drunk.
This one is very, very elegant.
I still think I would prefer the Longrow Red Malbec. I'm gonna say just here.
What you mean, prefer the more that is?
No, because the second half is just a little bit too abrasive.
No, you're talking about the first half. The second half is better.
Of this?
Yes.
No, the second half is the worst bit.
Okay.
That's where it goes all kind of bitter, harsh, and chewy. But you like bitter things. Oh,
but it's a bit too abrasive. Yes, abrasive.
Sandpaper. It's sandpaper whiskey. All right, here we go. Back to the chat. Let's put the chat back up. What are we thinking now? It's just Teddy and Greg chatting in their secret whiskey language. So far, my favourite casks for Longrow are Ex-Bourbon, Ex-Rum, or combined. But you'll never know. Same for Hazelburn. Yeah, we haven't had too many Hazelburns. Vosgraf, a whiskey you have to be in the mood for, I guess. Yeah, like in a fighting mood. An acquired taste. One to love and hate at the same time, for what I understand. Yeah, that's
very
fair.
disturbing.
I would give this, if you did a flight of gentle Bal Blair-like whiskies, and before everyone left you said, okay, one more before you go, and you dropped this in, it would be like burning the house down at the end. Michael Wood, good and bad news about my quest to get a Springbank. I secured a bottle online a couple of weeks ago. It didn't come, so rang and I've been told it was put up in error. No, Michael. That is kind of...
That's very, very, very sad.
How it goes. I forgot. Where are you, Michael? Can you remember where Michael is? Which country?
I think it's British.
You could always go to Scotch whisky auctions. Oh, no, Michael. That is painful. I guess it's not quite as bad as ordering Springbank local barley and have it arrive broken and empty. Ooh, that was a sad day. Or what about finding your number 2 bottle online, ordering it, and then also finding it's been gone? So I will share your pain, Michael. The good news is that I've been promised the next bottle they get in. Wow, exciting. Michael, if you really want one, I mean, if it's Springbank 10, we could probably find it in San Francisco. Probably. National Parks artists, late to the party. I'll have to go back and rewatch. Sounds interesting. Yeah, like tumbling down a mountain. Trains are. Other than Springbank 10, I've never had the chance to try others from the distillery. Yeah, trains are. Frustrating, I know. And where are you? I've forgotten where you are, trains are. Just a bit too premium priced for me. Understood. And the auction prices, I think, are coming down. Peak inflation, maybe. Maybe we have passed it. South of Scotland, Michael.
Oh,
Yes.
south of Scotland.
That would be Venezuela. Okay, Teddy. Skip the 15. Well, unless you like sulfury Springbanks. And Greg likes it. There you go. Across in the bay in Berkeley. Trains are. Oh, really? Hang on.
Berkeley.
Trains are. Go to the sharing list. Get my email, whisky@captain3d.com. Or is it? I think that's what it is. I've forgotten what my email is now. Hang on. I'll go and look it up now. What is my email at the top of the list? There is a dedicated whiskey email. That's why. Yeah, whisky@captain3d.com. You can always get some samples from here. Go visit the distillery, Michael Wood. Yes, why not? Good idea, Greg. Are you a 15-year? Is not sulfury. Not recent bottle though. Yeah. Hang on. I've missed the fact that we haven't picked a bottle. So,
I think it was the Strasser even.
Top shelf, bottom shelf, front, middle, or back row. I'll quickly go back up to see if I missed it.
I think it was the Strasser even. I
don't think we've had a call out for which bottle it's going to be next. Michael Wood, I confess I was pleased for the lionesses. What's that referring to? Trainzar, are you picking us a bottle? I think you probably are.
Of this
120. I'm just curious. I'm curious what this bottle sells for on the auction. Let me bring in the keyboard. Hang on. Scotch Whisky Auctions. Longrow 14. All auctions update results. How many do we have? Most recent. Quick bid. There is one in the auction right now, actually. I want to see the previous auction for a final price. No. £230. And that was in July. No, that's not a £230. £230 plus 10% fee. So you're really talking $250.
Don't buy.
$250 in US dollars is what we paid for the Ben Nevis. Do not buy this at the auction. Absolutely not.
And also don't mention refill. It's refill Oloroso Sherry.
Okay. Cask type. Refill Oloroso Sherry, distilled September 2003, bottled in July 2018. Outrun 9,000 bottles. Okay, what do you want?
I think it's about an hour to beat.
Single malt Scotch whisky, first distilled in 1973. Longrow is a double distilled, unlike Springbank, which is 2.5, almost triple. A double distilled, heavily peated single malt produced at Springbank Distillery. Are we all following along with today's story? In Campbelltown. Sorry, missed that bit. The malt is peat dried for up to 48 hours to give the whiskey a unique Campbelltown style smoky character. Less than 100 casks of Longrow are filled each year. That's right, when I saw some statistics, I was a bit surprised because out of Springbank's production, it's less than 10% for Longrow and less than 10% for Hazelburn. 7-8% each, I think. And when we were doing the tour, they did say for Longrow, it's 48 hours. But it's 48 hours.
But if it's 48 hours, but split back, how many hours I split back?
Less, but I can't remember. But if you watch our Springbank tour from 2019, you'll find out. But they were saying it's dry peat to get the thing started. And then it's like wet peat, dry peat, wet peat, dry peat, wet peat, dry peat, dry peat, wet peat, dry. Anyway, the point being, once the fire is burning for Longrow with dry peat, they do put on wet peat to create a different type of aroma than the dry peat. And then more dry to keep it going, I guess. And then more wet. So it alternates over 48 hours, barrel after barrel. Right.
But I can feel it. I can taste it.
Trains are bottom, middle, at the back. Let's fight our way through. There we go. This is going to be bottle number. I'm kind of excited that we're closing in on a finish, and I'm also sad that we're closing in on a finish. Bottle number 271. I'm just going to write Train. I think I say your name wrong almost all. No, Trains are. No. Trains are. What have you picked us? Let's see. It could be Longrow Red. Let's see.
Oh, the Agnes.
Here we go. Is it another Springbank? We've got a Springbank glass. You never know. How are the bubbles? Oh, light.
It's not bourbon.
It's light and it is lower ABV.
At the bubbles.
We've had quite a few heavy hitters recently between the Edra Dower and this one. What else have we had recently? I feel like we've had a lot of strong whiskies recently. The Deanston 20 Oloroso. Potential for magic? Let's see. Before you drink it.
Yeah, the Agnes is for me. It's
hang on.
14.
Teddy KGB just won the European Championships. Oh, football. I see.
No.
Yes. I'm not a follower of football, but yes, I did see the headline. Obviously, I didn't pick up on it.
You don't know about it?
No, I know about it, but I don't really watch. Michael Wood, your son is going to Springbank? You're sending him to Springbank? Fantastic. Greg, my current open bottle of Springbank 15 is 2010-16. There you go. A few tips. You made Deepa happy by reading that. Thanks, Clone. National Parks artist. How is something 2.5 distilled or whatever? How does 1/2 distill? I wonder what it means. Right! National Parks artist, I can answer your question. Basically, something gets distilled, starts in the wash still. It gets strengthened a little bit. It goes into the spirit still. And some of it is held back at that second distilling. Some of it goes round again. And then they get mixed. So it's not 2 something distilled, is it? It is a vatting of double distilled and triple distilled at some percentage. Mortlach is the same. They say 2.88 distilled, don't they, I think. Hazelburn literally goes round 3 times. Last tour we did on Springbank, the guide interestingly said he considers Springbank to be a triple distilled whiskey because the amount of double distilled is quite small that ends up in the final bottle. Longrow, very specifically, double distilled, never goes round again. There you go. Feel like I learned something on the tour. There you go. Greg's already answered. Sheldon, what are the plans afterwards? After we finish? I don't know what the plans are. Drink all the whiskey that we've got. I'm sad too. I only wished I was there from the beginning of the journey. Yes. Well, there were some rough ones early on. That's not red, Falsgraf. It is not. Teddy, thanks for calling it football, though. That's enough. We had the discussion in the US between football and soccer. And of course, I was like, but football, that's what it should be called. Soccer, though, is an abbreviation of association football. So it's quite valid to say soccer. It really is. So I did backtrack on that a bit. Greg, 2.81 for Mortlach. But it's a bit ridiculous. Yeah, it's just the proportion of triple and double combined, isn't it? Macallan is 4.5 overpriced. What is Macallan, Greg? Have you tried it yet? Okay, everyone ready for the deeper faceometer? Here we go. This is going to be for Sunday. A very self-conscious faceometer today.
Very so right.
Ooh. I'm going back all the way to the beginning of today's episode. It's kind of Balblairish, isn't it? That kind of a thing. Right. I want more of that now. Do you prefer it over today's?
I definitely like it very much today. It's very bold, unique,
and rough, and abrasive.
Very unrefined.
We go to the climbing gym quite a lot.
No, okay, I forgot to cut.
And it's very abrasive. You know, it takes things off your elbows.
Oh, no, man, no.
It could take things off your nose. We really enjoy it, but it's hard, aggressive, a bit damaging. So this is kind of the climbing gym of whiskey. Okay, I think we are good to go. Magic, Greg? Is there magic? Different Greg. Greg P.
No magic for me. Not for me.
Oh, it's trying so hard for magic. I could be convinced maybe on a fresh palate, with not after the climbing gym.
I think it's really good.
Okay. Thanks everyone for watching. We will see you on Sunday to find out what delicate. So it's probably not delicate. It's probably 50%. 35 to go. See you on Sunday.